Hello, hello. Welcome once again to Testimony Tuesday. I am your host, Minister Myra Howard. I am the founder and president of Diamond in the Rough Ministries in San Antonio, Texas. Tonight I have a repeated guest. Yes, God is good. I have a repeated guest, Matasha Jones. Since the last time she was with us, God has continued to bless her. God has given her even more uh, greater things to testify on. So I'm gonna bring Matasha on, and she's gonna introduce herself again. And we're just gonna keep on testifying about the goodness of the Lord because Revelations 12:11 tell us, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. And I do apologize. We had like my adopted mom, Miss Aura Paramore, that was on to come on tonight, but we end up having some difficulties. So I God did have a ram in the bush, Miss Matasha Jones, and she is gonna bless you tonight. She is gonna bless your life. So hello, hello.
Hey, Mara.
Hi, how are you?
Child, I'm doing good. I am
Awesome.
doing absolutely amazing. Hello, everybody out there.
And I
It's
want to
just
thank you for saying yes to the Lord. I know I caught you kind of last minute, but I know that
yes, that's
there's
okay.
always a testimony from the Lord. So for the ones that don't know you or missed you last time you were my guest, introduce yourself.
My name is Matasha Jones, and I am a mother of four grown children. I am an empty nester, and I am a traveler for the hospital all over the United States of America. So
All
right
right.
now I am on my 30-day vacation and I am enjoying myself. I am home. I'm in my backyard just
Praise
having
God.
such a great day. Such a great
All right.
summer. And that's pretty
Amen.
much it. I
All
just been
right.
I just been chilling back here in the yard, honey.
All right. So I know since the last time God has done some great things for you. So I just want you to share your most recent testimony.
God has been so awesome. You know, a lot of times we stick with a certain type of genre of music. And I remember, I think this young man name is Vivo Videos or whatever it is. But anyway, it caught my attention because he was saying about get your bag up, go back to school, get your credit together, honey, go back to the gym, all of this stuff. And it stuck out to me because I knew that there were some things that I had to get right in order to be a very progressive young lady out here that have been a single mom and doing the best that I can. So I decided to work on my credit myself. Cause I'm the type of person I don't look at no credit scores. I'm just being honest, honey. When I want something, I just go get it. I mean,
Amen.
that's just me. That compulsive buying, and I know it's not good. I'm not telling anybody to do that. But back in October, I began to work on my credit, getting serious about stuff, learning more about it, getting education, sitting, reading, learning about credit, learning how they come up with your credit scores, studying it day and night so I wouldn't miss a beat. So I end up developing my own program for myself in order to get myself in a better financial state and also to be able to save money at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
At the time I only had one savings account. Now I have four.
All
So
right.
I learned how to save money. Don't spend, don't spend, don't spend, even though you want to spend. Now I know after I got the divorce and everything, child, I got out of that domestic stuff with cooking. So honey, I go and I pick me up something to eat. But other than that, I keep my spending budget limited. I've
Mhm.
learned that it's not good to max out your credit cards. It's also not good to spend 30% of your credit cards. All of my credit cards, I keep them at 9% every
Okay.
month.
Mhm.
And with that 9% that I spend off of my credit cards, I always pay it off every month.
All
So
right.
that really helps. And my credit score from October to now went up to 160 points.
All right now. All right.
Just
All right.
using just using some tech. I didn't have to pay nobody. I didn't have to do anything. I did have to dispute some things off my credit report, but the three credit bureaus, they worked very diligently with me. I mean, they were very nice and everything, and they want to work with you so you can have a healthier credit life.
Okay.
And everything went well for me. Sometimes, honey, you got to sit down, even though you don't want to do it. If you don't know how to write the letter, the dispute letter, then look it up. It's on the internet. You can write one. Don't plagiarize, but I'm just saying you can
Mhm.
write one, put it in your own words, and get things that is incorrect off of your credit report. When I did pull my credit reports from all three credit bureaus, I did find numerous of mistakes that was keeping me from having the financial freedom that I needed.
Okay.
I was appalled to what my score was because I thought my score was a lot higher than what it was. But at the same point, I'm like, I don't want to sit around and just be one of them people in the unknown and just
Okay.
go and do all this compulsive buying. My compulsive buying had to stop. I had to get serious about myself and about my growth, and I had to get serious about um, you know, 9% on the credit cards.
All right.
You
So you're
know,
concerned. So you're concerned for your credit score was a new thing.
it's like I was gonna pay somebody to do it. But thank God that they did not do it because I was like, God does everything for a reason. Because I had
Mhm.
got my papers up, honey. I had sent them to this young lady, took them to her house, and that's been years ago. She never done anything with it. I kept asking her about it, and I just feel like it was something that God needed me to take control of and
All
to
right.
do for myself, and to let me know, what, a little bit more than what you think and
Mhm.
when you go through that journey and you are fighting for your credit and you are fighting for your credit score, it means a little bit more and you become more protective, you know
Mhm.
so now I'm protective. I'm protected on how I spend, what I apply for. I Me personally, I feel like I'm gonna buy everything with my name, if and keep my cash just in case there's an emergency, and not just spend my cash on everything. Now, granted, I only have two debts in my life. That's deep debt. That's my house, which is pictured behind me, and my car. Everything else is paid for. So I felt like this was a great time. I felt like this was a great time for God to elevate me in that area and also to grow me up because, as a kid, I wasn't taught about credit. You know,
That's right.
that
And
is
there's a
just
lot of
something
people.
that old people didn't talk about, your mama didn't talk about. I didn't really see no good instructions when it came to credit. I had to learn all this stuff on my own. So when I was a youngster, I went out there and got all the credit cards and went shopping and maxed them all out and stuff. That's not the smart thing to do at the
Mhm.
end of the day. You have to get very personable with this thing. I mean, this is your life. I mean, those numbers that they give you as a social security number are very important, and you need to only use them when need be. Like me and you were speaking earlier, emergencies for credit cards, yes. But you have to understand the way the system was created. You
Mhm.
have to show the bank, and the reason why the 9% came up in my spirit was you have to show the bank that you don't need their money. So let's just say if I have a $2,300 credit limit, you know, I'm not gonna go out there and spend $230. I'm gonna keep it way under that. Probably spend $100 going on about my business, even though that's less than 9%. But my goal is to keep everything up under 9%. If it's more than 9%, I don't need it and I don't want it, if it's more than that. So just like I said, I had to educate myself. I have not been the best at finances. I have not been the best at spending. Because honey, when I see something I want it, I don't care what it is. I just go and I get it and I just know, okay, I'm just gonna go get it. But it's so important to know what your credit scores are. It's so important, just like it's so important to know how much money are you saving you know
Right.
and it's good. Credit cards are good, they're wonderful, but the thing is we don't teach our children how to use credit wisely.
Okay.
It's just
And
like
that's
I
because
had two children to go into the military. Not to cut you off, but I just got to tell people this. You send your kids to the military, but I had two kids to go off to the military, and the first thing they want to do is sell them cars. I gave my son my Jeep so he wouldn't have to get into debt. But when my daughter was out there on the ship, honey, they had the dealers to come on the ship
mm,
and to sell them vehicles on the ship that they, couldn't even necessarily see, you know. And
mhm,
they get these children in debt, and especially our black kids. They get them in this debt, honey, and then they get in some mess they can't never get out of. They're not making much money. They're going to give them these high interest rates. They don't understand high interest rate. Only thing they know is that when I get off the boat, I got me a Challenger. I got me something fast. I got me something that I want. That's not
mm,
good buying power. So I did instill on my kids about credit, even though my credit was not at the best. But I mean, I just be honest, my kids, they have terrific credit. They really do. They listen to me. But I was preaching, I did practice what I preach, but I didn't do it to the extent that I should have. But then I
mhm,
did know how important credit was once I started buying houses, because I bought my first house when I was 25 years old. But
mhm.
now I know better. I know about interest rates and stuff like that. If they giving you a 29.5% interest rate, honey, you need to leave that where it's at. I mean, for real, it's just too
Yes.
much. It gets you in trouble, and it takes years to get out of it. It really
Yeah.
does.
It's important that we know that
Hmm.
we can educate our children. If we don't know, then we can't educate them.
No,
So you said back in June you heard this song. What did the song say?
the song said, "Get your bag up, fix your credit." It said, "Get your bag up, fix your credit, girl, get at it." Somebody get your education, go get your degree, um, and stuff like that. It's just really motivating you to do better in life. I don't care
So
how old
that
you
song, so that song impacted you.
It did impact me, and it's not a Christian song. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
It's not a gospel song. I mean, I'm just being real. But the
right,
young
right.
man that sung it, I don't even know if he realized what he was saying.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
so we know that God can use anything and anybody to get to us. So I know you had went on an assignment
yeah.
and
Myra, hold on, just a second. I gotta interrupt just a minute. Hold on, just. Hey, Bo, how you doing? What you doing driving, child?
really, really, Miss Matasha.
Oh Lord. Okay, thank you. Tell your mama thank you. All right. Yeah, I just got a graduation invitation from the little boys that do my yard and stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, one of them is
Congratulations.
graduating. Hey, that's a blessing.
It is. It
Child
is.
is Myra. I'm telling you, God is doing His thing. Okay,
Amen.
this
Amen.
child is graduating from high school. I'm talking about a black man. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Graduating out of high school, baby. When people say he wasn't gonna make it, baby, he done made it and
So
graduated.
maybe I
Not
need
just
to, maybe I
graduated, he
need
went to
him to
college.
testify.
Huh?
Maybe I need him to testify.
Yeah, I ain't talking about he that was his little brother. Child, I ain't talking about graduating, baby. I'm talking about graduating and going to college.
Amen.
When the
Amen.
teacher said he wasn't gonna make it, baby, said he wasn't gonna make it out of school. Ain't that something?
Amen.
Girl, that's awesome.
All right.
It is absolutely amazing. I'm so sorry. They just he seen me sitting out here in the backyard and he just stopped. But I'm so happy for that young man. Cause
Amen.
them teachers said he wasn't gonna do nothing, he wasn't gonna mount to nothing, and said put all them labels on that child. And that child graduated, baby, and he graduates next week. And honey, that baby is going to college on a
Amen.
4-year ride scholarship. Ain't that something?
Glory.
It's
Hallelujah.
just so amazing that we
Yeah,
talking about some stuff.
I should have had him come over so he could have filled in on that
Yeah.
testimony Tuesday.
Hey, I'ma
But
try to
anyway,
get
so
him.
let's get back because
Okay.
you had once you heard that song and it was in your spirit,
Hmm.
you had made a decision to do what?
I had made a decision to change.
All right.
To change. It
Okay.
don't take a gospel song for God to speak to you. God
Right.
can speak through any artist. God can use whoever he wants to. God can use a dog, kind of a kangaroo, a
Yeah.
rat, a raccoon, whatever. He can use
Yeah.
whatever to
Yeah.
minister to you. Was
Yeah.
I where I was supposed to be? No, I was uncomfortable. I make the money. Don't get that wrong. But then when you just sit here, you just spending money, spending money, spending money, doing stuff, that's just crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I mean, you got to be able, the pandemic, if it didn't teach us anything else, it taught us our finances need to be in order. Cause you don't know when something gonna happen.
That's
I
right.
mean, you really don't. And you have to be prepared, you know, for
Yeah.
the things that's unseen.
Right.
And I felt better just being prepared for the things that's unseen than just be walking around here blind in my finances.
Yeah.
Even though I know my credit was all right or whatever, but I should have, as a 47-year-old female that's finna be 48 in June, which this is June, and matter of fact, in 20 more days, I should have known what my credit score was.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And it became very important to me because you can't move around this world and you don't know your business.
Yeah.
I knew that I can go buy a car. I had already done that and I knew I could do this and do that. But at the end of the day, like I need to look at the interest rate. My thing was I was just buying. I said, "Oh, I
Right.
need this
Right.
car because I gotta have a second vehicle." Every vehicle in my yard was paid for, but I
Mm.
needed a second vehicle. I mean, I did. And now I'm a little bit more, I'm funny about people pulling my credit. The first thing I ask them is this a hard pull? Is this a soft pull?
All
Those
right.
are the things that I ask now.
So
But I don't
education
get
is
any,
key.
yeah, education.
Mm.
It's just simple education. But it's
Mm.
like we don't ask questions. We just go buy stuff just cause we see it,
Yeah.
and that's not good to do. You got to
Yeah.
be smart with your finances. Yeah, it is good to buy stuff with your name and to save
Mhm.
your cash when you have to, you know. But just like I said, I only got two debts, so that's not bad.
All right. All right. Well, I was excited because when you told me about the song and then you set the goal and once that
Yes,
assignment was over, you had reached every one of those goals that you had set. So,
I did. When I got to Virginia, Um, I trust me, I've always had credit cards, but the first mistake that I made that I was telling you today is that I had credit and I had a long history of credit cards. But my thing was, oh, I'm gonna get rid of all my debt. So you know what I'm gonna do? This was years ago. It had to be at least about 10 years ago. I had all this good credit with the credit card company, paying them on time. I was doing what I was supposed to do, not just paying them on time, but paying it off. But what I went and done, I closed the accounts. That's the worst thing you can do to your credit report. It
mm,
doesn't look good. They take points from you when you do that. I mean, you just really drop when you do that.
mm,
So I know now that, hey, I need the history. I got to keep the history for the rest of my life. But I just keep
mm,
myself at under 9%, and I'm doing well. And just like you said, don't use that credit card unless it's an emergency, you know,
mm,
unless it's something that you need. I probably go and I'll go eat dinner. I go eat at some cheap place and I could spend like $10 and stuff. That's gonna be my whole thing. But I
Yeah.
have seen where my points will go up 14 a month, you know?
Mm,
Rather than going
yeah.
out here maxing out a whole credit card, going shopping. Girl, I don't need no more clothes. Every closet in this house, honey, got clothes in it. I
Yeah.
don't have no room for no shoes. It's just, we spend unnecessarily, you
Yeah.
know. And me, I'm thinking about my grandbabies,
All right.
at the same.
Inheritance for your children's children.
Yeah, your
Yeah.
children. You sitting
Yeah.
right here spending, spend
Yeah.
$10,000 on clothes. But what
Yeah.
happened to them babies when they go to college? You got to get a loan.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
like you say, I mean, I think that is the key is that we have to get educated on it, and because if we don't know, we can't teach ours. If our parents didn't
No,
know, they couldn't teach us.
you
So
can't.
that's one of those curses that we have to stop with ours. And
Yeah, I mean, you have a grandson. I
mhm,
mean, you could take that same $10,000 you spend on these clothes. That money be done got so much interest by the time that baby get ready to go to college.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
smart. He gonna go in there and kill it, so he ain't gonna need no loan. But wouldn't it be nice that his whole years of college, you could just give him a little bit of money to make it where he ain't got to call home and be eating ramen noodles and all this stuff. Wouldn't it be nice for him to go to college and be able to eat what he want and to live and to have stuff? And you trying to scrap up and trying to take loans out and do all this stuff. I mean,
yeah,
it all makes sense. It really
yeah,
does, because you know us, we're grandparents. It's more than ourselves, you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
It is.
And
It's
so,
more
in
than
essence,
ourselves.
we do. It's about renewal of the mind, because
Yes,
it's
renewal
what
of the mind.
as a culture it is. I mean, a lot of the materialism, a lot of the stuff, unnecessary stuff, buying stuff over and over and over, that just buying.
Yeah, it
So
don't make
it is
no
something
sense.
that we
And
can.
see, that just like it's the same thing as paying your tithes. Now you will have people that argue and fuss all day about that doggone 10%, that you're supposed to pay. But I don't see nobody ever arguing about the 90% that you get to take home.
Amen. Amen.
You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
Out of all the years, I've never heard nobody argue about the 90% that God allows you to take home, but that 10% you are raised saying all day. And it don't
Amen.
make no sense. I mean, do you
Amen.
really think a preacher can make it off of 10%? I mean, be real. I done been in church business. It takes finances to take care of anything, any church,
Yeah.
anybody. The pastor got to eat just like you got to eat. He got to drive just like you got to drive. But we just have these big old problems about finances and money. You can't talk to us about no finances and money, honey. We'll get hot. That pastor come roll up in the church and he got a brand new car. Oh my God. First thing black folks say is, oh my God, it's the tithes. And Myra, it don't be no tithes. It be that they took care of their credit, baby. Trust and believe me. Because I know some pastors right now, they don't even take a salary from their church. And they can go out here and drive any car off the lot. You know why? Because when they go on that lot, their credit is sitting at an 850. And
Mm.
when you in there with an 850, baby, you can talk better than somebody with a 450. 450 ain't
Amen.
gonna work. Okay, I'm
Amen.
just being real. You
Amen.
you gotta have your credit together, baby. Your pastor getting a salary just like everybody else is getting a salary. He's working a job, he's getting paid. But don't get it twisted. Pastor got good credit. You know what I'm saying? Pastor can go buy a house. You can't buy one because you over here fussing over something that God told you to do, which was only 10%. That's the bare minimum. What if God asked for 90% of our
Mm,
income? What would you do? I mean,
mm.
you gonna you're breathing, ain't you? You're living. Child, let me tell you something. God makes a way out of nowhere, Myra. I'm telling you, it ain't worth it fussing over that 10%. Because the first thing you got to do before you do anything in life, fix your credit or whatever, pay your tithes.
Amen.
I don't care what
Amen.
nobody say.
All right. And
Pay your tithes.
on that note, you give to God. You take care of God's business. God will take care of
Take
your
care of
business.
yours. Come
Amen.
on now.
He will do it for you
That's what
if
I'm
if you
saying.
if you trust Him. So Um, we're talking about good management. We're talking about sowing good
Yes.
seeds. But all right, I so thank you for standing in. I thank you for joining us tonight. And God bless you. I love you. And see you next time, my sister.
All right, Mara. See you next week. Take care. Love you.
All right. God bless you.
All right. Bye bye. God bless you too.
Bye bye. All right. Well, thank y'all for joining us tonight. And I look forward to seeing y'all next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, we will have Washi Anderson. And I better get with him ahead of time to make sure he's not going to have any issues. But it's going to be something that you want to hear. All right. Well, God bless you. And we'll see you next Tuesday.